Hello everyone, welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the 3 Arsenal players that could help Mikel Arteta get a victory away to his former club. The 3 Arsenal players that could help Mikel Arteta get a victory away to his former club. Now, of course, I know all 16 players, of course, these days there are 5 subs allowed. All 16 players need to be at the top of their game to actually beat Man City away from home. But which 3 are the most important? In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at those 3 players. And of course, we haven't won away to a top 6 club in quite a while. Old Trafford, the last time we won was back in 2006. That is 14 years ago. In the Premier League, we did beat them in the FA Cup around 2015, but that was in the FA Cup. In the Premier League, back in 2006. Last win at Stamford Bridge was in 2011. Last win at Tottenham was back in the Rosicky days, I think 2013 or something. The last victory at Manchester City was in 2015, and the last victory away to Liverpool, I can't even remember. I think it was the Cazorla Giroud debut season. Other than that, all the following seasons have been trashed at those teams' grounds. Every single time we've managed a couple of draws, but that isn't really enough to get our Arsenal back to where we want. So which 3 players can actually help Mikel Arteta get that very much needed victory away to a top 6 club and away to his former team? Let me get straight into it. Player number 1 is Bernd Leno. Of course, he's been in the top 3 players of the top 3 players at our club in the last 2 seasons. The way he always helps us game after game after game, saves us so many times. I know he has made a couple of mistakes against Olympiacos and against Everton, but without him, I think would have been like 15th. The saves he makes are very much needed in this game. We expect the likes of De Bruyne and Aguero and Sterling, Mahrez, especially Mahrez, to take shot after shot after shot in this game. So Leno has to be at the top of his game. Saves is the number 1 thing he has to bring in this game. He has to help us keep Man City out. Number 2, his passing from the back. If he's going to pass the ball from the back a couple of times, he needs to be accurate. Those long passes to the wings, to Bellerin, Niles, who's playing, Tierney, Saka, they need to be accurate. If he's passing the ball to Luis or Mustafi or Pablo Mari, wherever he's playing, I hope he doesn't pass the ball there. But if he's like playing from the back, he has to be accurate, because any mistake you make against Manchester City, you're going to be punished. Leading from the back, I need him to lead from the back. I don't know whether you're going to play a back 4. For me, I would play a back 5. I don't know which formation you're going to play, but he has to lead from the back. Communication with his defenders. Against every team in the Premier League, you have to communicate, and that is something we've seen Arsenal struggle with a lot of times. You never see any communication between the defenders, between the defensive midfielders, between the goalkeepers. One defender goes, and all of a sudden, when the opponent has the ball, all of a sudden it's 4 against 1, and there was no communication. No defender knows where they're supposed to be. So Leno has to communicate with his defenders, whether it's from a corner, whether it's from a free kick, the wall. Communicate with his defenders. That is player number 1, Bernd Leno. The saves, the passing from the back, leading from the back, and communication with his defenders. Player number 2, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. First, we need to get this thing about his contract situation, the transfer rumors out of our heads, and his head and Arteta's head. We need to concentrate on this game and the 9 games that are remaining. Of course, we want him to sign a contract before the end of the season, but at least let's first concentrate on this Man City game. If we have talks about Aubameyang's contract, and that is the player we are actually depending on to score for us some goals in this game, it's not going to be a good thing for us. So 100% we need to concentrate on this game, just the game itself. Of course, he's the captain right now, and as I've said earlier, we struggle against these top 6 clubs, and reason number 1 is because we've always lacked leaders. Against Manchester United, Van Persie was our captain. By that time, I felt like his mind was already out of Arsenal. We lost 8-2. There was no one to lead those youngsters who played in that game, the likes of Coquelin and Jenkinson. 6-0, not even 6-1, 6-0 against Chelsea. We didn't have any leader. We got a red card early on. Even against United, we got a red card. Against Bayern, we've lost 5-1 3 times. Koscielny got red. I hate mentioning Koscielny, I know, but he got red carded like he got an injury and a red card in the 2 games, and we totally lost it after he went off. We lost it completely. We conceded 4 more goals, 5 more goals against City, 6-3 back in I think it was 2014, the season they won the league for the second time. We struggled a lot. Matasako was captain, but the leadership, we need the leadership on the pitch. Against Liverpool, every time we go away from home, we lack leaders. Every time we concede 1, we concede 2, 3 within a couple of minutes, and that is really important in this game. We need leaders, and we need to keep the concentration. So Aubameyang is important at that because he is the captain. He needs to talk to his players for 90 minutes. Number 3 for Aubameyang, defending. I know I want him to play as a central striker, but if he plays on the left and Arteta puts the trust in him, he needs to come back and defend. He needs to lead by example. No walking on the pitch, no being lazy on the pitch. Come back from the ball. If you need to foul a player, just stay committed for 90 plus minutes. He needs to lead by example. That is player number 2, Aubameyang. Player number 3 is Granit Xhaka. I said in the preview for Man City against Arsenal that he didn't play away at the Emirates Stadium against Man City, and also last season I think he didn't play one of the games, so he hasn't really played against Man City. Not that I'm saying we would have won if he played, but our midfield has to be strong against Man City. The Liverpools, the Man Cities, the Wolves, you have to be strong in midfield. If you lose the midfield battle, you're going to be smashed in that game. He needs to keep the concentration for 90 minutes. That is the most important position because that is where De Bruyne and David Silva operate. So he needs to be then concentrate for 90 minutes. We don't know who his partner is going to be, whether it's Torreira, Guendouzi, or Ceballos, but he needs to be concentrated, and they need to stay concentrated for 90 minutes. And then he doesn't need to pick up a yellow card in the first 5 minutes. If you pick up a yellow card in the first 5-10 minutes against Man City, all of a sudden you're under pressure in the most important position. De Bruyne running at you, Mahrez coming inside at you, Sterling coming inside. That is going to be a really, really terrible situation. So he needs to stay, he needs to concentrate and keep his discipline for 90 plus minutes in this game. So player number 1, Leno. Player number 2, Aubameyang. Player number 3, Xhaka. Those 3 players need to be in the top of their game to help us beat Manchester City. Everyone else needs to play well. Martinelli, Lacazette, David Luiz, especially defensively, Bellerin, Tierney, Saka. Everyone else needs to play well. Torreira, but these 3, I hope they actually bring their A game against City. I really hope we don't concede the first goal within 2 minutes or 46 seconds like we did last season away at the Etihad. Always against these big clubs, you always find a way to concede within 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then we fall apart and concede 3 before halftime. I hope that doesn't happen. My prediction was 2-2. I also have a quiz for Man City against Arsenal. I'll link it up in the YouTube card if you want to check that out. My other videos in the description. Really thanks for the support. I've just gotten to 2K subscribers. I really appreciate you. And question of the day, which 3 players are the most important for you in this game? Which 3 players do you think can help us win away to Man City or away to a top 6 club in very many years? Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you being here. The player ratings will be after the game. Keep staying safe, and I'll talk to you later.